It's time.
What, already?
Yep, and this year I'm taking no prisoners.
I better get cracking then.
You better had.
The battle rages on. So we're here to answer that famous question.
Should you stay?
Or should you go?
Let battle commence.
And after my win in LAN last time, it's 2-1 to me. And today's challenge is not for the faint of heart.
Martin, your little friend is moving fast.
As I spread my web far and wide to find the perfect home.
Your owls, your bats, your voles, your creepy crawlies right on the doorstep.
Dream stuff, isn't it, really?
And I face my biggest upset to date.
After much agonising, it just feels like too much of a risk financially.
So, what next?
But can we roll up our sleeves to make them come together and answer as one?
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
This morning, we're in beautiful Cambridgeshire, home to one of the top universities in the world and some pretty clever people.
Our couple that we're going to see both went to Cambridge.
Yep.
Stephen Hawkins, Stephen Fry, who went to the same school as I did.
Stephen Fry went to the same school as you did. So
Then, of course, I went on to university. You couldn't get into one, did you?
No, Phil, I didn't try. I wanted to get on and work.
OK. What went wrong?
I didn't want to... Yeah, you may well ask what went wrong. I worked until I met you, and that's when it all went wrong.
20 years on, and she's still with me, though. We're en route to the village of Waterbeach, around 6 miles north of Cambridge, to help Amber and Martin and 3-year-old Milo. They're at an impasse over their 3-bed semi.
We bought this house 11 and a half years ago, and I think we were just drawn to the space initially.
Yeah, we were living in a 1-bedroom terraced house with hardly any space, and we'd just bought an enormous dog, so...
It's a big-sized house, but so too are Amber's list of grievances with it, which could give War and Peace a run for its money.
It is dark. It is so, so dark in this house. There's a lot of artexing and things out of the 70s and 80s that we somehow have failed to get rid of and just annoy me on a daily basis. I don't think I can ever see this as our forever home. That is the bottom line for me.
Enough said, Amber.
No, wait, she's just warming up.
It really does always feel like we're living in a cave in here. It's had bits added onto it by various previous owners. It just feels really higgledy-piggledy. We have a dining room that's in a completely separate part of the house to the kitchen.
Not ideal with a 3-year-old to feed.
You're basically an elaborate waiter going to and fro while Milo says, "Mummy, can I have some yoghurt?"
More than that? OK.
In fact, the whole layout of the house is dysfunctional. Amber is one of the more than 1.5 million people in the UK working from home. But unlike most, she brings clients in. She runs a women's health and fitness business from a gym they've created in the garage.
If clients are coming to the house, they currently come in through the hallway, through the kitchen, through the garage, minding a couple of steps and a box of recycling and ignoring the mess, and then into the gym.
Not a very scenic tour of the house.
Not a scenic tour of the house.
And I want you to focus on keeping your hips level so we're not twisting. That's perfect, yeah.
But a gym is not all that lurks behind those garage doors.
I've got a room in the house that has, at the moment, 35 tarantulas in it, plus a few true spiders, plus about 300 baby spiders.
I thought we were on about 10.
Busted. Whilst this maze of a house is clearly bugging Amber, for ecologist Martin, the size of it allows him to practice his hobby and passion, spiders. He even has his own hobby room for blogging and music. He also loves life in Waterbeach.
Waterbeach is really nice. It's a great place to live. I'm determined to stay. The location is such a major part of why I love it here. You know, we've got friends really nearby. Milo's nursery is at the end of the road, and also my work is 5 minutes drive away.
There's one incy-wincy problem, though. Amber has had enough of the house.
You cannot make the house pretty from the outside. You cannot detach us from another house, and you cannot gain us a bigger garden. They're just non-negotiables. So, yeah. Good luck with that one.
Well, it doesn't take a genius to realise help is needed.
Oh well, we've turned up anyway.
Right, turn off the engine, Phil. Well, that is a magnificent magnolia. I'd get rid of this hard standing.
You haven't even gotten the door, you're smashing things up.
Well...
Oh.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Amber. Hello, hello.
Martin, good to see
Martin, very nice to meet you.
Come on into the madhouse.
Thank you.
you. Into the madhouse, is it? That bad?
It's my goal to weave my magic here and make this house work for both Amber and Martin.
Whereas my task is to cast the web further afield to show them what else is on offer.
Well, come on then. Who wants to love, who wants to list?
I want to list. It is time we moved on from this dark house.
I want to love it because I think we've got tons of space and I can't see how we're going to get the same space in this location for a budget that we can afford.
And how long's this kind of debate been ongoing?
We've lived here 11 years.
OK, I'm just going to come straight out with it, and you can't take this personally.
No.
We've only been here 2 minutes.
No.
Crack on.
Why haven't you done more to it?
And we did the basics, so we not that you'd believe it, but this was the cheapest paint that wasn't white. We put a new carpet in down here.
Yep.
And then we kind of just hit an impasse where we went, it's a 5 to 10 year house, maximum.
So what's the point
where
of
do we
doing
stop
too much
spending money?
What do you think is right about this house?
I love the fact that there is space for our hobbies. It just needs to be rejigged, I think. I like the location. You know, we've got a lot of friends locally. When we entertain, they're not far away. Milo's nursery is literally at the end of the road, which is ideal.
How far do you go to get to work?
Oh, 5 minutes drive. One of the major reasons for moving jobs was I used to do a 50-minute and I wanted to spend more time with Milo.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. And your clients come from?
All over Cambridge and out, and all my one-to-one clients I now train here.
So it seems to me that to get more space, you'd have to move further afield, which there's absolutely no point in doing because it could impact your business and it would get you back to square one in terms of the move you made to see more of Milo. Because you have an unusual number of special needs.
We're unique.
There is a danger you'll over-personalise it to yourselves for your
Yeah,
hobbies.
of course.
And your business.
Yeah,
Of course.
Exactly.
We did have a buyer and he came in and he went up in the loft and he was like, oh, I'll never convert that, or not
What's
sure.
this? You nearly sold the house?
Yeah, we did. We
sell
had a
it
buyer.
in 4 days.
And then
we didn't get the house we were trying to buy.
We got massively outbid.
Yes.
Well, that fills me with joy and happiness. Actually, you put this on the market before. What's changed today, Martin, that you now dead set on staying?
I just don't think that for the money we'd get for this house, there is a house which serves our needs. I feel like with the right changes, we have a huge amount of space here.
Why don't Kirsty and I have a look round?
As Amber and Martin have clearly tried and failed to buy in this competitive Cambridgeshire market before, making the most of the square footage they already have is by far the best option.
It's funny, I've got something in my head before I've even seen what the other rooms are like.
You want to swap the kitchen man, don't you?
We have to.
It is bonkers. The main living area is in the centre of the house, which is the darkest point. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
got
it's
to be
daft.
improved.
I mean, I think your
It's
major
slightly
problem,
that.
Phil, is that the location is so good.
5 minutes to his work, school.
Trained Cambridge, yeah. So that's the real problem.
No one has an easy job here today, but I'm still basking in the revelation that they have listed this property once before.
Yes, but they want to stay in Waterbeach and they can't afford it.
It doesn't work as a family setup. You have to go out the
Yeah.
door, round to the other end of the table.
You're seeing this disappear already, aren't you?
Yeah, this is gone. Mentally gone.
Although a simple fix, it's a lot of work to move this kitchen to the other end of the house. And I haven't even got to what lies behind these doors.
Oh, I see. Ah.
Ceiling height is low, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another thing to add to my lengthy list. We set up our cameras to see just how Amber and Martin use their many spaces. Amber spends 30% of her early evening in the kitchen, preparing Milo's dinner before going out to teach a class. Martin then arrives home and spends 80% of his time between the kitchen and putting Milo to bed. When Amber's home, the couple have dinner and then spend the remaining evening in their separate workspaces, which for Martin is the spider cave. It's this space downstairs that I need to focus my 75 grand on.
The hobby room, the animal room.
Fish and spiders?
Each to their own. Have you ever had strange pets?
No.
I had a couple of ferrets.
You would have had a couple of ferrets. That doesn't surprise me at all that you had a couple of ferrets.
The spider room, hobby room and gym are an old extension attached to the garage and measure 473 square feet.
It's a complicated space, but it's a big space. If you could sort the access out so her clients aren't coming to come through the main house, I think you'd do well. However, it's a semi-detached house with a small garden, two things that she wants to get away from.
I'm struggling to get my head around this, I've got to be honest. You've basically got to rebuild this bit. It's going to be tight on the budget.
Yeah.
Another expense for Team Love It, but still less than the staggering 19.5 thousand they would need to fork out in stamp duty and over 9 grand on legal and moving costs. That's nearly £30,000 in all.
Not if the house doesn't work for them, Kirsty. I've got 600 grand and the difficult task of finding a lighter and family-friendly house with space for a gym and spider room. Speaking of...
So how many tarantulas did you see?
Careful, Phil. That's probably food for some of
Brown
the spiders.
crickets.
Do you think that's what the spiders eat?
Look, those two there, definitely at it.
Oh, Phil, do grow up.
And he's the one with the degree.
I'm refusing to reveal my musings to Phil. He wants to...
She thinks she's worked something out.
Oh,
OK.
this is what we like.
That's interesting.
What are we after?
Things like curb appeal, definitely the kitchen diner. A slightly bigger garden would be nice. And obviously space for my animal collection somewhere.
For me, so much of it is about the light. I want a house with flow. And, yeah, if I'm being honest, I want a house that looks nicer.
So I'm looking for a 3 to 4 bed, ideally detached house with kitchen diner, good-sized garden, spider room and gym. Add to this their desire to be in Waterbeach, and this is going to be one tricky search.
Between us, we'll sort it out, one way or the other.
I think from the chat this morning, we have more on our plates than we realised. And I'm just hoping that she's got an amazing plan to solve all of that.
So Phil has got a furry friend.
Oh, he's off. No, I mean, I think he really is off.
There we are.
We've both got plenty to deal with here.
We have got plenty to deal with here.
I have absolute faith that Kirsty is going to look after the spiders for me. It's going to be fine. They're going to be part of our lovely family. Bringing them into the home would be even better.
Oh, yay! I reckon if she could just subtly lose the spider room, I might be more open to loving it.
It's quite a lot to
Just
try and
saying.
Stop rocking around with that poor creature.
They've already put the house on the market once, so Amber's won this debate before. She's going to win it again.
So why aren't they in their new house?
Because they didn't manage to buy the one that they wanted.
They couldn't afford what they wanted. Everyone can fantasy shop, and we know you're a great expert at that.
I love the fact that we have this kind of labyrinth extension with all the kind of gym and a fish and tarantula room in it.
The whole layout is really quite dysfunctional. I am done with feeling miserable in my own home.
In Waterbeach, Cambridgeshire, what lurks behind the closed doors of this 3-bed semi is beyond terrifying.
Martin, your little friend is moving fast.
Oh, what is moving fast?
Don't worry.
No, not the spider. Far, far worse.
It's got a washing machine in it. Just kidding.
I have a budget of £75,000 to solve this house's mini issues.
It's dated, it's cluttered, it's not functioning properly.
And I have £600,000 to woo them away.
I've got to be quietly confident about this one, simply because Martin and Amber have in the past listed their property. So, in theory, if I can find them a good house, surely they'll do it again.
Don't be too smug, Phil. Martin is firmly wedded to Waterbeach. And the reason they didn't move is because it's too expensive for them. Good luck.
How are you feeling about looking at this first house, then?
Very excited.
Is Martin excited?
Intrigued is probably more
Yeah, I think that's probably more accurate.
So the things I'm up against, the difficulties of the layout and all that you want to do with it. So you need space and light.
Yes.
And a better garden than you have.
Better garden.
Yeah. Yes.
And access for your clients to come to your gym without going through the
Without
house.
having to go through our personal life first.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do.
Yeah,
Let's see what we can do. I mean, stranger things have been done.
Begrudgingly, Kirsty is correct, as their budget and lengthy wish list doesn't stretch to Waterbeach. For my first property, I'm taking Amber and Martin 25 minutes east to the picturesque village of Burwell. I think I found a very practical house for their very bespoke needs. But it is pushing Martin on commute 30 to 40 minutes and taking Amber away from her clients.
There we are. So it's a kind of similar vintage to your house, I think.
Yes.
It's just pumped up a little
It's
bit.
just, it's got a few more bits and bobs going on.
Double garage, of course.
Double
garage.
Exactly.
So far, so good outside. This 4-bed detached house is on the market for 550 grand, so 50,000 under budget. Inside, there's a separate lounge and a modern open-plan kitchen, solving the family mealtime issues. The double garage would also work perfectly for a gym and spider room. And upstairs, 4 beds and 2 en-suites means ample room for family and an office. Beat that, Kirstles.
Come on in.
Oh.
So, challenges of your house were lightness and space and layout.
Yeah. This is exactly the kind of kitchen.
A little bit of space in here, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah.
So, massive kitchen.
Lovely, yeah.
Room for everything, spread out.
Loads of space.
Enjoy looking at the garden. Dining, big formal living room. And yet there's still a decent garden.
Yeah. Much bigger garden.
Admittedly, it needs some TLC, but at 50 grand under budget, there is money to play with. Hopefully, the layout will sway them.
Come into what was the double garage.
Wow.
Oh. That's a good size for your spiders, though.
Yeah, it's not a bad size at all.
No.
So that could be a spider room, could it not?
Yes.
Which would leave this and in there
And in there.
for an L-shaped gym. And given that your clients wouldn't have to access it via the house, they can come through the back, through the passageway. Happy days.
I think this is a real find. It's a practical house that fits an incredibly tricky list of criteria. But Amber and Martin aren't exactly blowing me away with superlatives.
Trying to work out how many bedrooms there are.
Yeah.
Little boy's room.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's a strange 4-poster, isn't it?
It's a bit. Whoa.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
In my book, their practical needs should actually come first. And up there, it sounds to me like they're picking holes in it, which is a shame, because this is a good house.
I mean, it's detached,
Yes.
but it's not enough better for me to think this is the one.
It's looking good for Team Love It.
Shut up.
Just saying.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree.
How'd you get on upstairs? Bedrooms are quite big, aren't they?
We were quite surprised by upstairs, but I think overall we feel that it's got too many of the same cosmetic issues that our current house has. It's got all the rooms we need, in theory,
Yes.
but yeah, it's not quite winning us over
OK.
enough.
Let me ask you this. What would you rather? Find a nice, shiny house and adapt it to suit your internal configuration requirements?
Yeah.
Or take a house that isn't all shiny and new, but is laid out in the right way and do the decorative bits?
I'm still a little bit more the former, because I think the feel of this isn't set in my heart alight in a way that perhaps there's something that would.
I started with a really practical house, and I do absolutely think that was the right call, but it turns out they really want to be wowed. And this isn't that house.
With Team Love It, we are working towards what I feel will be quite a wow house. And so I am in some ways looking to be not necessarily wowed, but surprised by the finish maybe, or the layout, or some aspect of it.
But I still feel that this house offers a lot more than our current house. So even though I don't love this house, I would still like to list our house.
If they want character and wow factor, then that's what they'll get. But we're going to need to go even further afield.
Tough luck, Phil. That said, Neither of us has an easy job today, for making the layout of this house work is going to be a particularly tricky task for me. Currently, the kitchen and dining area are far too separate for family living, and Amber's clients have to access her gym via the kitchen and the cluttered garage, which is far from ideal.
OK, so here we are.
Oh.
So under my plan, this huge room will become a massive, open-plan kitchen, diner and lounge. The kitchen will become a joint office space for Amber and Martin so they can spend more time together. Martin's spider room will be moved into part of the garage space, and Amber's gym will take over the back part of the extension. By creating a bathroom where the old gym was, clients will never need to access the main house, coming directly through the garage.
I like this. This I like.
I think there's something very nice about having this joint study.
I love that.
I'd never thought really of moving the gym back.
I worry the numbers are really tight on this one in terms of investment and potential resaleability. So we got in quotes from estate agents to check out the figures.
So the pre-renovation average was 398. The conservative post-work average is 471,000.
Okay.
We got in 3 different valuations to do the job that I wanted done. There were extraordinary difference, but the average was 60,600, including VAT.
Okay.
I would say that it will go to 75 in the end. And then you've got to remember that things crop up.
My big worry with this house is budget, as I know Amber and Martin are anxious to make back whatever they put into the house. That said,
the future-proofing bit is really good. And the opportunity for us to work together in the same office. Won't that be lovely?
I am pleasantly surprised.
There are no lengths I will not go to prevent people having to move house. Spiders, dogs, babies, I'll fight them all. I'll wrestle people to the floor. I'll remove conservatories. And I will beat Phil.
There's stuff to talk about, but I think we're raring to go.
Yeah, definitely. Exciting.
but despite the excitement for the first time ever, over half a year on, it seems my master plan is in jeopardy.
We went to planning permission, all very smooth, all very lovely. And then just before our planning permission was granted, our builder evaporated into thin air.
Yep, after spending just under 4K on architect's plans and 27 weeks meticulously planning every detail, finding a builder for the job became an impossible task.
So we went back out to tender, and then all of those quotes were...
insane.
Yeah. In the space of a few months, all the quotes had literally doubled, in some case 2.5 times the amount. And after redoing our plans to then try and scale everything back to a more affordable amount, even the newest quotes came in still phenomenally over budget.
As the months tick by, and with 2018's political turmoil affecting house prices, Amber and Martin are nervous. So I want to help them move forward.
It's been 7 months since I first met Amber and Martin in Waterbeach, and they have been round and round and round the houses. Builders are very difficult to come by in Cambridge, and of the 8 quotes they've had, all have come in higher than anticipated. Added to which, prices in Cambridge have been dropping, which means they're nervous of over-investing in their current property. What this means for the build, we've yet to find out.
It's been really difficult over the last few months, just watching the wonderful vision that Kirsty delivered to us get slowly just chipped away and chipped away and chipped away.
After much agonising and a lot of upset, it feels like we can't really go with Kirsty's plan. It just feels like too much of a risk financially.
It's a tough time for Amber and Martin, but Team Loveit is not giving up on this build anytime soon.
In Waterbeach, Amber and Martin's House of Horrors has created a web of discontent.
I definitely think that staying is the best option. I think we've just got so much space, it would be criminal to not try and make it work better for us.
But the changing market and the rise in quotes for their building work have put things in jeopardy.
It just has felt from the summer, when we were on the cusp of a build, I just feel like we've had a kick in the teeth, followed by another kick in the teeth.
But I'm not giving up just yet. There are so many things we can do to improve this house that won't break the bank. I'm already working on a new plan of action to present to them.
But with no work happening at home for now, it's all the more important for me to help them find a solution. To do so, though, I'm having to really push them on area.
You know where we are, Hillgate.
Well, I know we're in Norfolk.
We saw the sign.
Yes.
That
was said with a little bit of a dig there.
Slightly different county.
Yeah.
We are just into Norfolk, you're
Yeah,
right.
yes.
But given conclusions of last time, which was we needed to combine wow factor with practicality, I admit I have had to stretch the boundaries in order to show you something that I genuinely feel does have wow factor and practicalities. You feeling all right about that?
We'll see.
We're travelling 26 miles north to a property on the outskirts of Hillgate, Downham Market. Understandably, Martin is concerned about his commute, which could be up to 50 minutes. But they have to compromise on something, and after their reaction to house number 1, it ain't gonna be aesthetics.
So what do you think of this? It's a conversion of an old dairy.
It looks pretty.
Wowzers. Yeah.
Tons and tons of flexibility. It's being sold as a 6-bedroom house.
Okay.
And there's various other bits that come with it, but there's tons of flexibility.
I'm interested.
It's got just under 4 acres.
Oh my gosh. Does it come with a gardener?
Sadly not, but it does have an incredible open-plan living area. 6 bedrooms, around 4 acres of woods and wild land for nature lover Martin, space for a gym for Amber and a possible spider cave as well, all for the bargain price of offers in excess of 575 grand.
This is the main event.
Wow. Well, yeah, that gets the wow.
That's
yeah.
all right, isn't it?
Well, this is certainly going better than my first viewing.
I mean, look.
Yeah,
volume,
this is
space, light.
Stunning. Really light, yeah.
And for ecologist Martin,
The land goes down to the edge of the ploughed field.
Yep.
And along to those trees, includes that wild patch, and there's some woodland.
Love a bit of woodland.
You do.
So your owls, your bats, your voles,
Yeah.
your creepy crawlies.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Right on the doorstep.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
Dream stuff, isn't it, really?
with everything going on at home, I'm so glad that they're liking this.
Goodness me.
Yeah.
This would be the gym. So all the services are here.
It would.
It needs windows in the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and insulation.
Always helpful.
You know, the basic fit-out is done.
Yeah.
It's huge. You wouldn't even need it all.
Yeah, well, could run...
If you had it all, you could run classes.
I was going to say then I could do what I've always dreamed of doing, which is run my classes from here. And not have to hire
And get
anywhere.
serious numbers of people in.
So,
OK.
yeah.
After such a tough few months, it's great to see Amber and Martin are still so positive. And what's not to love?
More bedroom.
There's more. There's more.
Upstairs, there are 4 great bedrooms. And on the ground floor, a stunning kitchen diner, 2 more bedrooms, and a ready-made spider room for Martin.
Oh, hello. Let's just take all of these. Oh, bless you.
Oh, my goodness, that's so cute.
Really, Phil? Puppies? You're just trying every trick in the book to make them love this house.
Animal room.
So, animal room with actual animals in it to demonstrate that it's possible.
No, this would be a very good
This would
animal
be
room.
fantastic, wouldn't it?
Well, I knew I was good, but I didn't think I was that good. This has gone superbly well. I mean, even Martin, who is the person that doesn't want to move, is completely blown away by this. It is absolutely spot on. So, I'm out here enjoying your acreage. Is it worth the commute, Che Martin?
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing actually. There's a lot of There's a lot of...
There's a lot of
A lot of
Yeah.
pluses.
That's great.
Yes, I like it.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
Mouth-watering food for thought. But I will not be beaten. I've turned up with wine.
Oh, that was quick. Hello.
Hello.
Thought you might be in need.
Always. Can we open it now?
Yes.
Come in.
100%.
Whilst my build may be in doubt, Phil is still going to struggle to beat this location. For Amber's client base, Martin's work, and Milo's nursery.
So this is a first for me. 7 months ago, we went away thinking, oh, that house can be transformed. Why would anybody move? Lovely location, great commute, lovely neighbours, everything else. And 7 months later, we're back, and the fish tank's empty. The fish tank. Progress, Amber, the fish tank is empty. So, what next?
In light of the fact that we won't be doing the build, we've come to the conclusion that we should do something to make the house more appealing.
It can't hit the real big-ticket items that the build would have done, but it might, I think, with some tarting up, the light issue could be massively addressed, and that was one of the big things.
Yeah, that could become the first phase.
It could be the first phase of smaller things, maybe, or it might just be enough to go, this isn't going to cut it, and at least it's a bit more saleable, and whoosh.
So my budget has dropped from £75,000 to £7,000. It's not big bucks, but it's still over 3 times the average that most Brits spend a year in their homes on decor and DIY.
I've always wanted someone to spend nothing. And I'd rather it wasn't you two, but it's going to be very interesting to see how much of a difference you can make.
It's definitely a challenge, but with £7,000, you can retile, spruce up a kitchen, cover up Artex. And let's not forget, decluttering costs nothing at all and can have a massive impact on usable space. Then there's the oldest trick in the book.
I mean, I think the number one thing is obviously the painting of the wall. That is going to be absolutely life-changing.
Yeah, it will.
I would really guard against any colour. I would go the brightest white that you can possibly find.
Okay.
Paint is just part of my new plan. We'll also be rejigging the furniture, maximising the space and use of the room. Removing the dated arches will increase the amount of light in this room, and the kitchen is also going to get a facelift. This is a challenge that so many people face, and I think Amber and Martin are going to be amazed by how far their £7,000 will go.
It's a good effort, Kirsty, but I think it's going to pale in comparison to my final property. Although hitting a bump in the road can happen to the best of us.
How are things at home? How are you getting on?
I think Team Lovett's taken a bit of a beating over the last 7 months.
I mean, we've all
hanging
taken
on
a
by
beating.
one claw.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been really tough.
I think Kirsty is quietly optimistic that where we've got to now with a kind of a moderate spend, like small spend to give some of the rooms a facelift.
Yeah.
Given our location and the convenience of that, it might be a good phase one of a longer process, and we might decide that actually we do love the house and it's got things that we really like.
Certainly, their location is a lot to contend with, as I am once again having to take them further afield than they'd wish. It's a 45-minute commute to Martin's work, but at least we're back in Cambridgeshire and the village of Maney.
I've got another surprise for you here.
Yeah.
Have you indeed?
Yeah. It's quite a big old house, this one.
It
does look substantial. Yes.
In quite an interesting plot. This is actually the largest development of workplace homes in Europe. All of these houses have a business premises as well. Lots of people working from home, lots of people around during the day for clients.
Exciting.
I'm, very intrigued. Yeah.
Each property has 2 numbers, a business address and a residential one. This particular one is owned by an electrician. The house itself is comprised of a great open-plan living space with a double garage for Martin and 4 good-sized bedrooms. Next door is a huge business space with workshops, studios, kitchen, everything a personal trainer and spider fanatic / musician could ever dream of.
So we've still got a lovely big open kitchen diner. But the whole place is big. I mean, everywhere you look is big.
Yeah. Lots of space.
Yeah.
The last property speaks to my heart a lot more than this does.
Yeah.
I mean, practically, though,
Yes.
this is incredible.
And if they like the practicality, they're going to love the price.
The price would be yours for a snip. At £475,000.
Oh my God!
That is
That's crazy.
crazy.
It is.
Crazy.
That is crazy, because wow.
Wow.
That's £100,000 cheaper than the barn conversion, with a ready-made business premises, as well as a wealth of potential clientele for Amber.
Welcome to your headquarters, Amber.
That's an upgrade, isn't it, from the corner of the dining room?
This is corporate base. There's a lot here. I mean, it's vast.
Yeah,
But obviously, you've got the separate access. People don't need to go in the house. There is the parking for clients. There could very easily be a music room. There could very easily be a spider room.
Yeah.
It's all up.
Everything in here.
However you chop it,
Yeah.
And there's so much more to explore.
Oh, wow. Look, it's already got a proper office.
Property 2 was the perfect house for Martin, and now...
We've come here, and Amber's really excited because of the gym and where she can take her business.
It's just space after space.
2,250 square feet of property for the business alone.
And then, oh, look, yeah, little kitchenette. Perfect. Can make drinks for my ladies, yeah.
Will they do?
Who knows, Phil, but adding 40 minutes to their commute won't help Team Listed chances.
Have you found your way around everywhere?
Just
We
about.
have, yeah, we're back
disappointed there
from
wasn't a
our
map.
Yeah.
We made do.
I mean, it's more space than you could ever wish for, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Buckets of it, yeah.
Having that whole separate business area is very exciting. It's everything I always sort of dreamed I would have.
But so was the barn conversion for Martin.
Yeah, it's a very head versus heart. You know, the logical choice would seem to be this one, given that it's all good to go. But there is, you know, I keep thinking about woodland and ponds and 4 acres.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about.
A few more midnight discussions, I think, in our future. But yeah, lots to think about.
What a fascinating day's house hunting it's been. It really has. They're going to have some proper debates about what to do here, because I think I've proved that practical can come with wow. What they're looking for is very much achievable at the moment.
I don't know, Phil, you'd be amazed what I can manage with 7k in my pocket.
So I think I've got a right to be fairly confident here. 2 of the houses that I showed them which surprised me, actually, let alone them. It surprised me in terms of value for money and how well it stacked up against what they were looking for.
Remind me where those houses were. Norfolk?
We had to do a few
couldn't
miles.
believe it. Do a few miles? I'm amazed you didn't have to hire a helicopter.
As Martin has changed jobs in the past in order to be closer to Milo, I'm still convinced location will win the day.
Intrigued to see what you've done with all this cash you had to spend or not.
Phil's feeling cocky, but today's result is far from a foregone conclusion.
Go on, give it some welly.
Oh,
hello!
Hello. Good to see you.
Right, okie dokie.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
I brought Phil along for the first time.
Come on in.
And hopefully the last viewing, as they'll never want to sell after the transformation.
That was a nice dance.
It's a happy dance, for this once gloomy, cluttered lounge with Artex ceiling has now been brought alive with a lick of paint, a new sofa and some simple replastering.
I don't know what I'm most pleased about. I think probably how great the fireplace looks.
Doesn't it?
Really fantastic. But also what's really good is that a lot of furniture has gone and that which has not gone has been painted. So this space feels much larger, doesn't it?
Yes. Just more open and brighter.
Yeah, it really isn't a lot of work that's been done, but it does feel very different, doesn't it?
It feels incredibly different. We said it doesn't feel like our house.
Perhaps because it's now a more defined space. Amber has her own office area, and Martin has his music corner.
Oh, and the brick's gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
that is a massive improvement.
Yes, yeah.
That's right. In the dining area, the once brown brick wall and dated arches are now gone. And with more paint and replastering and a significant reordering of the room, there's now a feeling of space and brightness.
The ceiling has been completely painted, which makes a...
Plastered up.
yeah, plastered, painted, all the dark beams and the dark wood around the Velux is all redone white, just to lift that.
Yeah.
It makes a huge
difference.
Removing the arches, painting and decorating in this room cost around £2,000, with approximately £3,000 on all its new furnishings. The result, though, is priceless.
I mean, it looks lovely, but the way you're talking, it didn't look that bad to start with, did it? Or did it? OK.
For us, I think one of the biggest improvements is the sense of defined space in here, which was hugely lacking, particularly this area,
was
which
kind
was
of
like a laundry,
sort of
dog area, my tiny desk.
It does feel very different. I mean, I love how it looks. It looks great, doesn't it? So it's definitely something to be proud of.
It really is. They've done an incredible job. And I have to admit, Team Listit is starting to get a little nervous.
Even the once gloomy, cluttered kitchen with dark blue walls has had a revamp. The cabinets have been resprayed and new tiles installed. Simple work, significant difference, all for under 2.5k.
The kitchen does look spotless and really bright.
Yeah,
and
it does.
fresh.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's the result.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
It looks great.
One of the things I'm thrilled about what you've decided to do is it does illustrate what I always say is you can do a lot and have a lot of impact
With a much smaller spend.
With a much smaller spend. I mean, we have, this is 10% of the original spend, I think.
Yeah.
I have to admit, it's incredible what they've done with £7,000.
But will it be enough of the wow they were after to initiate phase 2 of the build?
Or have I gone the significant distance with my stunning properties?
I think this is a kind of unconventional one, isn't it?
Yes.
Because actually the great build hasn't happened. But equally, what you have done with the amount of money that you've spent looks really good.
The agents who originally valued the house came back to have a look. They said that it was worth, on average, 20 grand more.
Wow.
So given that you spent 7...
It's not
15 grand up.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely
very
shocked.
surprising.
Were any of the things you went to see with Phil more suitable?
Let's just sort of talk them through, because I think you had a lot of challenges here. The barn conversion, it had character, it had wildlands, it had acres, it had a
Such an eye-opener.
gym.
Such an eye-opener.
Yeah.
And then the workplace home, which was 100 grand less. I mean, that was sensational value for money.
crazy
Modern
value for
house. And it had a separate commercial building in the garden, which was vast.
It was.
Where was that? Just outside Newcastle?
And they're both still available. Would you be prepared to drive and change your work? Or actually, has the change here been sufficient for you to fall in love with it again, look at it as a phase 1 and do the big job in time to come now you've got the taste of it?
Martin,
Amber?
are you going to love it?
Or list it?
After the build fell through, we figured everybody would be assuming it was a foregone conclusion. It's an easy decision for them. And it really hasn't been.
Yeah, it's been absolutely
No.
not.
really
I don't
hasn't
think
been.
it's an easy. I don't think any of it's easy. I think it is really, really hard.
You go for it.
Me, after much thought, we are going to list it.
Really? Excellent.
Hand on heart, you know, I'd still lie in bed and think about that house in Hillgate. Honestly, like all the time. I just think it'd be so...
The barn conversion.
Yes.
conversion. Because
Hillgate? Which county was that?
What you showed me was something I'd only ever imagined would be kind of in my head, my dream workspace, which would be to have an entire studio.
Yeah.
And because I'd never thought I'd have that, it sort of made us think, well, would that be worth it? Should we go down that route? Or do we keep within our safe commuter area. We still don't know the answer to that.
I genuinely think it's a great result because actually the money that you spent here has effectively doubled in value, and you've listed it, which I was always going to make me happy.
Yeah.
It's been a very educational process.
It is a very educational.
Truly.
It is really essential.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you've come out of this knowing that what you go and see can be very easily perked up.
That's the other thing we felt.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There we are. The gentleman will pay later.
No, he won't.
I am beyond amazed at the amount of value it's added. Like, truly, truly surprised. So that's great news. And also amazed with how different it can look.
Just over £22,000 in added value, Phil.
The properties that Phil showed us were amazing. They're still very exciting, and they're still very much in our minds, and there's still more discussion to be had, really, about that.
Yeah.
It was a good result because they're happy. Which is what this whole thing is all about.
It is totally what it's about.
It's just a little sweeter when you buy me sweet sherry.
So it's 2-2, and next time we face surprises, both good.
I normally don't stop talking, and I've actually been quieter than I've ever been.
Remarkable.
And bad.
We're not getting very fast, are we?
Just going to chuck everything at you now, and then we can discuss it. So no tears, okay?
Oh, yeah.
But who will emerge victorious?
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.